Before you run away worried that I am just going to make fun of a Disney Channel original movie about a disabled kid who did cool things for the world of soapbox derbies, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to talk about how this film captured my attention on what I thought would be an interesting theme, and then immediately dropped it. Hello there, and welcome to Blockbuster Review. If you don't know what that is, it is where I play a single game of Tetris Marathon and try to review a film before the blocks get all the way to the top or till I get 150 lines. Spoilers are at 50. I don't think that'll matter with this one. Miracle in Lane 2 was a Disney Channel original movie that came out in 2000 when I was still in middle school, I believe. And it is the true sports story of a Justin Yoder, who was a gentleman who had spina bifida, which I don't know the exactly how it works. I know that you are left in a wheelchair, you are paralyzed from the waist down, and you have spinal fluid that builds up in your brain, and if it is not drained correctly, you will die. That becomes an important part of the movie. The other important part of the movie, the main character is in a wheelchair. Now, before you run away worried that I am just going to make fun of a Disney Channel original movie about a disabled kid who did cool things for the world of soapbox derbies, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to talk about how this film captured my attention on what I thought would be an interesting theme, and then immediately dropped it. You see, in this movie, Justin Yoder has these issues, and like anybody who's dealing with a disabled child, it causes money issues at home. So the parents work 3 jobs between the two of them, and his older brother, I wish I remembered his name, but his older brother is played by a Disney Channel original alum. He was in So Weird, the Canadian production that's basically X-Files for children, that was on Disney Channel for a while, that I loved when I was little. He was also in the greatest Disney Channel original movie of all time, Brink, which is undisputed. Do not come at me with that Cheetah Girls bullshit or the Halloween Towns or any of that. It's Brink, and you are wrong. But the point is, his older brother is this sports hero. His family is a family of sportsmen, sports people. And Justin Yoder is, he has this debilitating disease that he doesn't let it get him down. That's probably one of the coolest things about this movie is you start thinking about the wheelchair less and less, and then I think the more important thing, you kind of don't really consider it at all. It becomes a plot point in the movie, but it's not really a main focus of his personality, which is very cool. The long story short, he wants to get a trophy. He does it by exploiting people's sympathies to get a trophy for Old Man Vic, who is the angry neighbor who lives near them, who hates children. Turns out he has a past in soapbox derbies with his daughter, and Justin Yoder goes over there to get his trophy, ends up destroying his garage, and then finding out his secret about soapbox derbies and his family, and then uses his curious nature and his desire to be a sportsman like his brother and his dad to become a soapbox derby racer, with the help of Vic, who gets him out of his shell. It's a really inspiring story, which, as you could probably guess, he wins it in the end. We're already at spoiler territory, but what kind of spoiler is that? It is an inspirational movie about a kid with disabilities, playing in a event that he just started out. Of course, he's going to win. This is made by Disney. It is not a dark look into the psyche of humanity and dealing with disabilities. But the only criticism I will give it, because the main character is played by Frankie Muniz, and a lot of those jokes are from the Malcolm in the Middle era. It's almost like Malcolm in the Middle in a wheelchair, which it sounds offensive, but it isn't. It seems like it's Malcolm. I've only seen a couple episodes of Malcolm in the Middle. I'm not an authority on the piece, but it just seems like Malcolm in the Middle, but he's in a wheelchair. the thing I really wanted to get to, and I've just been dancing around it to give you the basic overall tone of the film. There are a couple scenes with his brother, who I wish I remembered his name, Seth. A couple of moments with his brother Seth where you really get into the psychology of living with someone who has a disability and how that affects everybody in the family. Namely, this older brother who he does not have a normal brother relationship because his brother is in a wheelchair. You find out that he actually goes to therapy for this. You find out that he's dealing with his own anxieties and issues because of the situation that he lives with, which is not of any fault of his own. And if we hold off passing judgment on him for having his own psychological issues, it's a very interesting take. It made me kind of want a movie about that character who has to live with his brother who has all these issues, and it causes him to not do things he wants to do. He can't go on regular vacations like other families. He can't just be himself. He's got to worry about his brother, try to include him in baseball, even though he knows, just like everybody else, it's not going to work out. He cannot play baseball with competitive stakes when he's in a wheelchair. And you know what? That's not a bad thing. I think that's just accurate, and it sucks, but it's a part of life. And there's one specific scene that, like, it almost ratcheted this movie up to, like, a level 10 for dramatic shit, where Frankie Muniz, as Justin Yoder, comes up to him and accuses him of messing with his racer, which caused him to crash. And of course he's like, yeah, I didn't mess with your racer, man. I'm just hanging out with my buddies, no big deal. Brother fight. But then his brother brings up the fact that he found out he's going to therapy, and Justin hits a chord, and the veil of just being nice because you're my brother with disabilities comes off, where he says things like, I wish I could beat you up like a normal brother. And I was sitting there, I was like, if this movie was made like this, not only 5 stars, but like attention from the non-TV movie crowd, because like that's a very interesting thing to think about. What is it like? What is it like to be that kid who can't? He's like, I want to quote unquote beat up my brother. Something that happened to me. I'm a younger brother. I had those younger brother days where you get into fisticuffs with your older brother. Shit happens, but that's a part of life, and he cannot do that. In fact, he has to be the person that protects him at all costs. All the things that happen to him, he has to be there to be his protector and his and you know the strong arm that he cannot be for himself. And then there's this moment where it's like, oh my gosh, is he gonna beat up his brother who is in a wheelchair? Are we gonna see it? Because that in and of itself is a crazy possibility, to see this movie about 2 kids, inspirational sports movie, and one of them's about to pound a kid in a wheelchair. I don't know, it just captured my imagination, captured my thought, and then I was like, I'm spending a lot of time on this Disney Channel original movie that no one even remembers. So how do I immortalize that moment in history for the world? I will review it while playing Tetris, so hopefully everybody rushes to their Disney Plus, which it's on Disney Plus, just like the other thousands of Disney Channel original movies that we forgot in to the sands of time. It's on there, and you can watch it right now if you have Disney Plus. I think it's worth it just for like kind of a what the hell. It's insane. It's an insane movie. Miracle in Lane 2, Frankie Muniz, a list of actors I had up on this screen, and then just clicked away from it before the video started, like a moron, on Disney Plus. Have a good one. Peace.